as a couple thing?
Girls trip.
Oh, even better.
Pictures, and it was just everything you can imagine. It was from very young up to 70-year-old women. It was people who were 300 pounds. It was people who were incapacitated. A blind paraplegic was on there. Under the photos, people were allowed to leave comments. They'd be called whores, fat cow, creature with nasty teeth, slut, just hate-filled. But he was plastered all over the site. It was very clear that the man who owned that website and ran that site was Hunter Moore. This was not someone hiding in the shadows. This was not someone who wanted to be anonymous. This was someone who was enjoying being internet famous, is what I guess people call it.
Why are you in love with me?
I'm sure how to get it.
This is Hunter Moore. If it's anyone else.com. Fucking all your girlfriends.
I felt like I needed to find out who this guy was and how he could feel comfortable harming people in this way. I'm Carrie Hughes, and I was Hunter Moore's girlfriend. I was 18 years old when I moved to San Francisco for fashion design. I had one friend who wanted to bring me out, celebrate to a party that Hunter Moore was throwing. As we were leaving, Hunter grabbed me by the shoulder and said, "You don't want to go out there." It was such a paused moment in time, even though it happened for 5 seconds. It seemed a lot longer. There was an immediate attraction. I think he asked me to be his girlfriend the next day. I would say Hunter was ambitious, but he was extremely impatient. I feel like I could see his mind, constructing all these things in his head. One day he tells me about a website he set up called Is Anyone Up?
Well, it all started with, me hating some dumb bitch who broke my heart, really. And that's how it started, dude. Me and my friends would just post a bunch of girls on Is Anyone Up? And we just got a bunch of traffic one day, and I was like, yo, I can make money off titties and fucking people over.
I just thought it was bizarre. I just never fully grasped what was going on.
Until you was on it?
But then he started posting nude photos of popular bands, popular scene bands, which grabbed a lot more attention. The site went from 0 to 100 overnight.
So I was a vocalist for a scene band called We Are Defiant. We're based in Central Florida. The music was very aggressive and had lots of screaming, and that was my job, was to scream into a mic for a living.
Scene was a subculture. This was definitely the primordial ooze from which Hunter Moore came out. We had the brooding energy of the emos, the fuck you attitude of the punks. It was all about tight jeans, tight t-shirt, as many tattoos as you could get, and the big hair.
whole experience was wild. Girls, partying, drugs.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Because Anyone Up took off at a time where smartphones first appeared. And the Sidekick was a smartphone that everyone on the scene was using. So what do you do with a phone with a camera? Take pictures of your dick and send it to people on social media. It's a very common thing for people to send dick pics or, girls to send pictures of their boobs to people. That was a way of flirting.
But at that point in time, the internet just felt like this kind of fun festival. Hunter Moore, he showed the world that the internet's fucking permanent and it has the power to ruin your life.
I'm a teen kid at heart, so if you like to view boobs and penises of your favorite bands or whatever, I mean, it's gonna get a lot worse.
As Anyone Up was a super shocking thing. Everyone was talking about it and was posting about
I
it.
never fucking heard of it
It
before.
was like viral in our scene.
What is it called?
Viral was
Is
viral.
anyone up that kind of? Never heard of it.
My favorite thing is no butthole, no care. Where did you come up with that?
I was hella pissed because like these girls were just sending me titty shots, and I was like, "Where the fuck is your ass?"
Maybe this is like
I just
early 2000 thing.
Yeah, it was early.
and it just fucking took off.
Hunter
But that's when I was
very much,
like,
controlling
you know,
the drama. He
young
was the
and-
ringleader, and we're gonna make fun of this person. Or
And I'm like,
praise them for these pictures.
so it was before MySpace?
I
It was the
don't
wild
know.
west days of the internet before rules and regulations came in.
Nope.
They just unleashed
Facebook profile
this
had to be
on
active.
people that you didn't even
Because
know,
MySpace is
and there
before
would be no
Facebook.
repercussions.
Mm-hmm.
But what really made Is Anyone Up?
My son cracks up with the fact that I was born before like YouTube and Facebook. He really thinks I'm a dinosaur.
That's hilarious.
People can easily
Yeah.
access you. They can, go look at your naked picture and then also go find your Facebook. There is no hiding behind the internet. You are fully on display.
I mean, you can post pictures
Now I can
of,
see.
random boobs and penises all day, but just adding that social network to it just puts it to a whole nother level.
Social media had been posted on the Is Anyone Up site along with her photos. And because
Is anyone
her
up?
Twitter page was listed,
I don't think
and
it's
also
up. I
her
don't think that
name,
website is working no more.
Oh
tried
no.
to get in touch with her on other
That's
social
yeah.
media.
Is anyone up that time?
Very quickly got over 1,000 extra followers.
Ooh, like
because of those pictures.
not OK Cupid, but what is that site they used to be on?
Talking about
Crushbot.
my body
Never heard of that one either.
You never heard of
and I just
Crushbot?
wanted to
Man,
film
that was a
everything,
time to be
vlog
alive.
everything, so that I didn't.
He was like plenty of fish before, yeah, before like teenagers though. Yeah,
Kayla shut down her social media.
or maybe it wasn't for teenagers.
But then she started getting phone calls. She got calls from random men. I was curled in a ball in bed, not moving, upset, crying, completely helpless. I felt just really violated.
Kayla and Charlotte were acting very strangely, whispering in the corners, shutting themselves in rooms. Imagination runs wild. What could it be? Pregnancy, drugs, crime. So I did ask, of course, after a while, I asked Charlotte what was going on, and she declined to tell me.
But I think he knew he was being kept out of the loop, but it was important to Kayla that he not be told. I asked her how the picture had gotten on the site, and she said that she had taken it in the privacy of her room, but she had never sent the picture to anyone, and I believed her.
So how the fuck they get it?
I was having some fun in my bedroom, just taking some pictures in the mirror of myself. And I decided to take some topless photos. And what's so wrong with wanting to take a photo of yourself in the privacy of your own home and saving it for yourself?
I do it all the time.
My cell phone ran out of space, So I sent the photos
Because
to
one day my boobs looking perky, the
my
other
email
days
address.
they looked like water balloons.
So I'm sitting there trying to figure out how my photos ended up on this website.
Kayla told me that a week earlier she had been locked out of her social media, out of her email. And she had to reset passwords in order to get access to some of her accounts again.
I was like freaking out. Someone was taking over my account.
So I drew the conclusion that her accounts had been hacked. The person who locked her out of her account must have been the person who posted this topless picture onto this website.
I felt that I didn't really have any privacy, and that's even more mortifying.
You know, I just tried to tell her that I was going to help her get the picture down. Hunter's website claimed that you could send a request for content to be removed and he would remove it. Well, hopefully we just have to send a letter, just send him an email per
Nope.
the website, and he'll just remove it. That's what I was hoping. When I sent the email, it came from Kayla. We wrote it together, and she made a plea to him to take it down.
I told him that the photos had been hacked, and I never wanted them on the website in the first place.
We told him that the picture was copyrighted, because whoever takes a picture of themselves owns that copyright.
I felt like I could somehow appeal to his human side and express to him how this was really making me feel emotionally.
He sent back an email asking about the hacking, saying he wanted proof of it, and so we were able to send that to him, and then it was crickets. We never heard another word from him.
He just didn't care. And pretty much just shut the door in my face, basically.
Every day you wake up, you're checking is anyone up. You're enthralled by it. You love it, and once you're on it, different story. I'm home from tour. I go out with my friends for some drinks. You know, we're talking about the website. You know, I leave my phone at the bar. I go to the bathroom. I come back, and my friend, she's like, "Hey, I submitted you the website." I'm like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? But she took photos off my phone and sent them into the site, thinking to be a joke, that could be funny. The picture was just a picture of me, you know, holding my penis. Like, I mean, I was talking to a girl, we were flirting, and the picture was taken, sent to her, you know, just for her.
The submission form was incredibly simple, and it was anonymous, which takes away any sense of responsibility or repercussions to doing it. You had the power to ruin someone's life with just one click.
I wake up in the morning, and my phone is flooded with notifications. So I'm like, shit. Yeah, I got posted on the site. Having pictures of yourself naked on the internet gives you anxiety because you have no control. So I called Hunter and I was like, hey, can you take my post down? And he's like, nothing against you, nothing personal. It's just business. Hunter was like the first internet troll. I think he liked the power he had over people. He was extremely talented at getting people's attention. And now he's doing interviews with Main Street media companies.
Hunter Moore is a 26-year-old web renegade, and his website is Anyone Up, designed for public humiliation on a scale only the internet can offer.
It's where revengeful exes come for a peace of mind.
He calls it revenge porn.
The website stopped being about kind of band people. You started to see moms or wives or nurses or doctors.
The silliness and the fun of it was long gone. It became purely for revenge and exploitation.
that what Hunter was doing was legal. He actually posted information of who his attorney was. And so I called his attorney.
My name is Reza Sina, and I used to be Hunter Moore's personal lawyer. Out of nowhere, in January 2012, I start getting direct emails and phone calls from people saying, hey, my picture is on the site, and it shouldn't be on the site.
Because I think Facebook was in 2008.
It was early, because I was in college. Facebook was going on.
Oh.
And I graduated in 2000.
You know what? Yeah, because I think my first Facebook post, I was in 8th grade, I might have been. I want to say 8th grade. But I think I had it for like 2 years.
If it's user submitted, all he's doing is providing a forum for people to put it up.
Because a friend of mine made it for me. And I was like, I'm not going to use it.
People are coming to my site. They're the bad guys, not me. Don't blame me.
And as for the guy responsible for, is anyone up? Hunter Moore? Well, Forbes reports that Moore made $13,000 a month off the site.
No, I wasn't taking that either. I'm sorry.
Selling merchandise and selling advertising. The more users you have on a website, the more hits you have on a website, the more you can charge for advertising. So you see, the problem is if Hunter keeps taking down pictures, then he's going to get less users. It's against his business model.
Do you consider yourself a scumbag or just an outlet? Because let's be honest, most people hate you.
Basically, you're sending these pictures to some cute boy you probably met on the internet, and then they submit them to me. So I don't know why all these people, hate me. I'm just the one, putting it out there and making money off your penis.
Most people seem to think it was cool. Oh, look at this bad boy who's come up with a new way to make money for me and Kayla. It was just overwhelming. We couldn't do anything to stop him. He thought of himself as the king of revenge porn.
Hey, just chill out, sweetheart. I'll get you pregnant later.
He was really trying to build this brand of the internet bad boy. He didn't give a fuck if you hated him or not. He was still fueling this project of his.
So what's your vision with your career now that you have established with AnyoneUp.com?
I mean, I'm going to be literally the white P. Diddy, honestly. I'm going to be worth $100 million by the time I'm 30, and I already know that. Like, I'm literally going to take over the world.
The website was so popular, it was getting something along the lines of 350,000 unique views a day. And internet traffic has inflated tenfold. So if anyone up was happening in 2021, that 350,000 unique visitors a day would be 3.5 million. As much as I hate to say it, I think that Hunter tapped into something that's deep inside us. He made it appear that you would be very successful by being a complete sociopath on the internet.
I was checking the website and I came upon one of Kayla's friends. And so I called this girl and she was just completely freaked out about being on the site. She said that the photos had been stolen out of a private email, which kind of made me go, oh, well, that's really weird because I only know 2 people who are on that website and they were both hacked. She said that well, you better not try to go against Hunter Moore, dangerous guy. She had great fear of being on Hunter's radar.
You trying to sue me, I'll make fucking fun of you. You come to my house and serve me, I'll put your fucking address out there. And my audience loves that shit.
I was not about to be intimidated or deterred. The hacking was a huge deal, but I need more evidence to prove it. I had to focus on getting Kayla's photo down as quickly as possible. I called Hunter's publicist, his agent, some of his advertisers, I was trying to kind of get as much pressure on him from as many different directions as possible.
I was completely traumatized, and all I could hear outside my door in the hallway was my mom talking. She was going in all avenues, any which way that she could, to get my photos down as quick as possible.
I even called the office where his mom worked, and that got back to him because Hunter posted something on his Twitter feed about how someone had called his mom's workplace. I didn't get any positive feedback from any of these phone calls. Nobody had any interest in assisting in any way. Then one day, there was this email from an anonymous individual, I don't know who it was, and it said, "Back off Vic or else," signed the family. It was really quite shocking, and I thought to myself, what on earth is the family?
I'm about to go knock out the biggest guy I can find.
What the fuck?
The family. It was his cult following. So they're all calling Hunter father. They're all, kind of mindlessly following him and, doing whatever he says.
Mm-hmm.
They would create new content for Hunter to post.
Princess Toothbrush, go to half.
Don't cry. Yeah, there's this same girl that brushed her teeth this year. Nasty bitch.
A girl brushed her teeth after washing it in the toilet. Like,
Just to create content.
Bro, that shit is fucking disgusting.
Fuck you, Hunter Moore.
Ugh.
The internet, it all comes down to
Who's
numbers.
wrong with people?
How many followers you have, how many likes you have on Facebook. The more you have, the more people are going to think you're cool and interesting. So when you get posted on a site like mine with so much traffic and so much attention, your numbers are going to skyrocket. It's like 15 minutes of internet fame.
There's no doubt that Hunter Moore was a master of manipulation, and I think the most extreme example of that was Butthole Girl.
What?
Okay.
My name is Destiny Benedict, and I'm known as Butthole Girl on Anything One Up. Hunter was very compelling. I wanted to be accepted by him and noticed, and he had this way about him of getting people to do whatever he wanted them to do. I was 19 years old. I wanted to get out of my mother's house and kind of be more on my own and self-sufficient. One of my friends told me, hey, you should try webcamming, you'd be perfect for this. People tip you money to see your boobs. Just sitting in front of a camera, I could make enough to pay my own rent and to be able to.
I fall asleep on camera in my underwear and I get paid for that.
You said you do what?
I fall asleep on camera in my underwear and I get paid for that.
You're pretty open sexually.
I do that shit. Where you get for that?
OnlyFans. And that's the only thing I do is I sleep. People love it. And then I have one on YouTube where I do it, but I'm in my actual clothes. But if you want to see me actually sleep in my underwear, you gotta follow my OnlyFans.
My webcam sites, and if you're famous.
And that's the only thing I do. Well, I might cook and clean in my underwear as well.
So I sent my nudes.
That ain't shit.
Yeah, that's it. I don't do nothing. I don't do nothing in that stuff.
How do you even start something like that up?
You just start the site and then just upload you doing stuff. And then you just put hashtags on it, and people start following you. You build a fan base. Like, especially if you snore, They love it. I would, man. Woo, I'll show you my phone. Like some of the sweetest people, like on my page, they be commenting. They were like, I love, because I don't snore that loud, but I do snore like a little bit. And so if I videotape myself without snoring and they can't hear, they get a little upset.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah. Like sometimes I sleep with the fan on. They don't like that. They don't like
with
that.
a moose bottle in my butt instead.
But they're really sweet though.
Not only that, but a screenshot of my Facebook was above it with my children in the cover photo. I feel kind of like stupid. And I obviously knew they posted Facebook pictures. So why didn't I think to take my kids off my cover photo if I was submitting nudes? I didn't think of that. I didn't think about it back then. The internet can be a really cruel place. Hunter was not willing to take the screenshot of my kids off of there. The only thing that would work, I felt, was if I offered to take more pictures of things in my butt. I mean, that's what drew everybody in. The one that he suggested was a cell phone. He wanted me to put the cell phone in my butt and then he would call it and it would vibrate. He thought that would be really funny. So I took the photo and that's how Butthole Girl was born.
Butthole Girl was an internet phenomenon. And she became definitely the most famous person from this website after Hunter Moore.
White people crazy than a motherfucker.
Replaced the cover photo as soon as those. I had a lot of attention. A lot of people were tweeting about it. I had people like Jeffree Star saying like, "Now that's
Jeffree Star.
I had never.
You know what it is?
I don't like him.
Oh yeah, no one really likes him, but
you know, I wanted
her. I don't know.
Yeah.
more than that.
Shit. On his face, babe.
I was getting death threats from the family, and I realized I wasn't just taking on Hunter Moore. I was taking on thousands of his minions. It was really scary because everyone just worshipped him like he was a king, like he was a god. We had a lot of people saying, "I will do anything for you, Father. I will kill for you." I had no idea how they would retaliate against me and my family.
You still use aloe vera?
I went to Los Angeles Police
I
Department.
just wonder. I ain't seen her looking
Kayla went with me.
Because I put it all in one bottle now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I find that it saves more time. Because remember, I used to have the Vicks and the elevator. Nah, I just put it all in one bottle.
She looked over at Kayla and said, "Well, why would you take a picture like this if you didn't want it on the internet?"
She was blaming me for taking the photo. It was so uncomfortable. And I just wanted to run away.
I told the detective, if Kayla had taken the photo in her room and put it in a dresser drawer and someone had broken in and stolen it, would you be telling her that she shouldn't have taken the picture, or would you be investigating the theft?
Right. Bitch.
The detective, she seemed annoyed by that. I didn't think they were really going to investigate anything.
Probably was a part of the family.
Yeah. Should you do time for sharing pics online?
If I'm dumb enough to send a naked photo of myself to a boyfriend, to a lover, to whatever, and they decide out of vengeance 5 years later when I'm mean to them or whatever to post it somewhere, that's actually my problem.
Everybody was saying it's the victim's fault, and don't take a picture if you don't want it on the internet, and all of that was circulating. There was really nobody was on the victim's side. Well, Hunter was destroying lives.
So my children's fathers basically decided that since I was affiliated with Grown Up and since I was doing porn now, that it would be in the best interest to keep me out of the children's lives. The whole point of being Butthole Girl was to get my children's photos off of Is Anyone Up. But they just decided that I was just this abomination and that I wasn't worthy of being around my children. And my children were my whole world.
That's how it is being a woman.
I kind of got down and depressed and started drinking here and there. And I had been like posting online that I was like drunk and having a good time. Or
And that's just gonna add to it, watch.
That's what you do on social media, right? It had caught the attention of Hunter, and I remember him messaging me that we should get on Skype. Even though I felt like he was destroying my reputation, destroying, my life, I still wanted his attention. He had promised to help me set up a website for me to get my porn more out there, and I could make enough money to get my kids back in my life. He really wanted me to put my fist in my butt, but I wasn't entirely comfortable with the idea of that. This is how you get famous, this is what you gotta do if you want your own site. You gotta be Butthole Girl, get that famous butthole out. I was drunk and I was willing to, be like, okay, whatever. Hunter just kept saying, like, put your fist in your ass, and I just kind of, caved in and did it. I wasn't proud of it. I didn't even know that he was screen recording the conversation, and if I did, then I was in a state of mind where if I agreed, I probably wasn't actually agreeing. I actually don't know if he sold it, but it didn't end up on Is Anyone Up. It ended up on a different website entirely. I just remember checking the video and seeing it climb up and up and up, and went from like thousands to 1 million, and that's when I stopped checking, because then I was like, it's already hit 1 million, It's just incredibly awful to not be able to control the things that are being put out. It's a representation of me in my most vulnerable state. I never got any money from Hunter Moore, like, ever. But he did offer to give me a t-shirt.
We were very concerned that Kayla's picture would be circulated to other websites, and the longer a picture stays online, the better chance that could happen. It becomes virtually impossible to get down. If Los Angeles police wouldn't listen, I knew I'd have to go above their heads and contact the FBI. Hunter Moore loved saying that he wasn't doing anything illegal, and I knew hacking was illegal. So if he was involved in a hacking scheme, boy, I knew he was going to be in big trouble, and I was going to be able to totally nail him. So I called and told them the story. I was determined to get them to take it seriously. They took the information and said that 3 agents would be coming to my house later in the month. But they weren't giving me the immediate solution that I needed. The clock was ticking, that it was time to ask Charles for help. Charles was an attorney, and even though Kayla did not want me to tell him, I felt like we had a much better chance of getting the photo down if he was on board.
My first reaction when Charlotte told me of Kayla's picture being put up on this website, I was extremely surprised. You know, I was a middle-aged man before I ever set foot on a computer. Before the internet showed up, it was completely new that this sort of thing went on at all. I thought the best way to deal with the photo was to do nothing about it. You give it attention, and it gets worse.
Charles just said, don't worry about it, just move on, leave it up there. People will forget about it anyway.
And Kayla got very upset, jumped up. I knew we shouldn't have told him, and she just kind of goes rampaging off to her room, like, in tears.
I was honestly really, really shocked. I didn't want my photo just staying out there.
I said to Charles, you know, you don't ever go on the internet. You know nothing about the internet. And pictures do not disappear. Nude pictures are going to proliferate. It's going to get worse over time, not better.
I don't know if Charlotte resented the fact that I wasn't helping. And in fact, I was helping to a degree. I was offering a solution that she found unacceptable. So I thought, I couldn't imagine who would look at a website like that.
And he just said, I don't want to get involved. He walked into the living room and sat in his chair. I couldn't rely on Charles. I knew I had to keep pushing, keep persevering, and get the picture down myself. In order to be able to present the case to the FBI, I thought it was very important to reach out to victims and find out how they got on the site. I needed to prove that Hunter was hacking. I would see people posted on the website, and I would find out information based on that posting. The women I talked to, and some of the men too as well, were really emotionally destroyed by this. There was a teacher from Kansas who Hunter had said, should I post this teacher? Do you think she'll lose her job? And all of his followers were like, yeah, post her. And then bam, her pictures were up. The next morning, the principal actually marched into her classroom and said, get your things together and go home. And she goes, why? Get your things together and go home. I called her, and I'm the first one who told her she was on the site, and she was just devastated. And then later she calls me back with her boyfriend and says, I don't know what to do. We don't have any money for a lawyer. We don't know what to do. We don't have anybody to talk to. I'm gonna lose my job. And she was so devastated. So it was really hard talking to these people. There were a lot of stories like this. Hunter Moore was willing to just post anything. I mean, the more it would impact somebody in a negative way, the more it would destroy their life, the better from his perspective. That's what he wanted. This doesn't just stay online. This can drive you to kill yourself.
March 2011, I would say, is where I can like look at the calendar in my brain and point to the day everything changed. I was young, I was 22. I had this like great apartment in downtown Buffalo. I was training to be a nurse and I loved it. I was happy in my life. I woke up like any other day, and you know, you wake up, you look at your phone, and 200 notifications. How? Why? I'm going going through the messages, and it's my name and then a link to a website that I had never heard of. When I went to the actual website, it was naked girls, and then I saw myself. It was 2 pictures. One, I had like a bra on, and one, I was topless. Now I'm embarrassed and ashamed and mad. The comments were just like demeaning, like degrading. How I had one boob bigger than the other boob, or like my nose was weird. And what was worse was it was all my information, my first and last name, my address, all my links to social media, my phone number. It felt dangerous. I did not send that topless photo to anybody, which just left me wondering how the hell it got onto the internet. It feels like you're getting walked in on when you're doing something private. It's unnerving. I reached out to Hunter multiple times on multiple platforms. I asked, what did I have to do for him to make it go away? I never found out because there was never a response. I wasn't sleeping. It was all I could think about. It was all my energy could go towards, and it was just draining me of my self-esteem and my self-worth, and like making me question my ability. Do I deserve the job I have? Do I deserve the life I have? You know, it very quickly spiraled for me.
He didn't want self-submit. He didn't want people who said, here, Hunter, post my picture. No, that wasn't interesting. That wasn't going to get page views. That's not what the site was about. He wanted people who did not want to be there, who could not afford to be on that site. He wanted total and complete humiliation of these individuals.
Has there been any individual victim who you just felt sorry for to the point that you were moved to take something down and, I don't know, apologize?
I felt really bad about a lot of things. I've had points where I felt so bad I've wanted to stop the site, to be honest with you.
And what stopped you from stopping?
It's just too much
The money.
I started punishing myself with food, or the lack thereof, where I would binge and purge. I felt like just so worthless and so out of control that was what I couldn't control. I went to the pharmacy and I refilled my prescriptions, 2 of which were controlled substances, and I got back to my apartment. And I just said, fuck it. I took a sip of my drink and I drank the entire first bottle of controlled substances. And then I remember just being like, okay, here we go. And I took the other bottle and I got into my bathtub.
Bitch turned to herself in.
And had barricaded the door. What had actually woken my roommate up was my cat outside the bathroom door, like, losing her mind. I was sent to the ICU, and I was in a coma for several days. I don't think that I would have ever attempted to take my own life had that moment of being posted never occurred. That is the catalyst that mentally snapped something in my brain.
Can't be a nurse, huh?
A short while after I had finally gotten home from the hospital, a woman named Charlotte Laws reached out to me. And she told me she was looking to pursue some sort of legal action against Hunter. And would I mind sharing some of my story?
I spoke to Cara. She was wounded. She was completely devastated over having her nude picture online. It just made me more determined to try and help all the victims get their pictures down.
She really inspired that little bit of hope that I think I had been hopeless for so long. I was very grateful to have that support because there was the other end of the internet who was like, yay, Hunter, you're doing amazing. And it's just like, no, you're doing so much damage.
So Charlotte was carrying on her own battle. And then one day when I came home from work, there was a fax on the fax machine. It was for Charlotte, but I read it. Here's what it says, hard to believe. Hey, ugly bitch, get off Hunter's dick. If you don't, we'll rape you and put a shotgun down your throat. Well, that was what it said.
That wasn't very nice.
I thought, okay, that's really... That's the case, isn't it? That's a case for war. And I realized at that moment that I had been slow to act, and it was time for me to take action as an attorney without any further delay. I picked up the phone and I called Hunter Moore's attorney, and I told him copyright law is clear. The photo belonged to Kayla. The photograph had been stolen, so it was clearly theft. And I told him it would cost his client huge fees, whereas my client, with my stepdaughter, had a free lawyer. That was her piece of good fortune. I said, this is a really good deal for your client. All he has to do is remove one picture from his site, and if he doesn't, I will file action, and it will cost him thousands. You know that, I know that, and you've got 30 minutes to get it done.
I remember Charles. This guy was seriously pissed off. And I said, look, ultimatums aren't going to work well with Hunter. They don't fly well with him. But let me give him a call and see what I could do to have it taken down. After I got off the phone with Charles, I immediately called Hunter. I was pissed. I was pissed off that I'm still cleaning up Hunter's messes. I told him he should take down the picture right away. Charles was adamant that someone hacked Kayla's email. Being told from a lawyer-to-lawyer standpoint, you take it more seriously. After the incident with Kayla Lodge, I took every step to remove myself formally from any activity with Hunter Moore.
Kayla and I went in the other room and we watched the clock and watched the clock.
And we just keep refreshing it and refreshing it and refreshing it.
We were very nervous, hoping and praying that it was going to come down. And then after 30 minutes, we looked on the site.
Finally, it's removed. I feel this just big wave of relief over me.
Charlotte came in and said, it's done, it's down. Well, I felt very well satisfied. I'm very pleased and very happy on Kayla's behalf. As far as Kayla was concerned, that was the end of the matter. She wanted life to go straight back to normal. She didn't want to think about it again. And I was of the same mind. Charlotte could not let it go.
Charles said, okay, it's time to stop. Kayla wanted me to stop as well, but I had no intention of stopping. There's no way I'm just going to abandon all of these women that I said I was going to help. I mean, I'm just not going to do that.
You won't fuck with me, I'm going to fuck with you. That's what I do.
Hunter was continuing to destroy lives.
I'm a badass fucking dude.
I decided to take down his website completely, to get him off the internet. But if I was going to war against Hunter Moore, I'd need some allies to bring him down.
stars than Robin Leach and Barbara Walters combined. This is how she does it. She lies her way into movie premieres. She has crashed exclusive parties and even got past Secret Service for private chat with President Reagan.
I've never been one to follow the rules.
So please welcome Hollywood's #1 star chaser, Missy Laws.
When I was in Las Vegas, I taught myself how to party crash.
You want to be their equal. You want to be someone that they would want to talk to and they would want to meet.
I like the glitz and the glamour. And then I thought, well, there's a lot of interest in this subject, so I wrote a book about how to do it.
Missy Laws. Missy is the author of the new book, Meet the Stars.
If someone says I can't get into a VIP area or go past the velvet rope, it just inspires me to try harder. I think, oh, okay, I have to find a way to get into this event. And frankly, there was always a way to do it. So, stopping Hunter Moore, I wasn't going to be intimidated.
I win. I always win. That's what happens. So fuck you. You're not gonna stop me.
People said that he would come after me, they ruined my life, but he came after my daughter. Now I am going after him.
Charlotte is someone who does not give up on things. Even though the picture was done, Charlotte could not let it go.
The victims had no one else to fight for them. So I was kind of the anchor. I was the person who was there for them. And I'm certainly not going to walk away from that and say, oh, well, now my daughter's picture's down, so you're on your own, everybody. I would never do that.
This is something she felt was an unseen wrong that she wanted to bring to light. And she was going to work hard and tirelessly until that happened.
I wasn't too happy about Charlotte continuing. Because Hunter Moore was a law unto himself. Hunter had a set of followers who I think was deranged. How far they would go, no one could say. But she continued anyway.
From like 6 a.m. until I go to bed at 9 p.m., I'm obsessively on the computer, getting information, compiling information about Hunter Moore and the victims. It's the only way to fight against someone like Hunter Moore because he's obsessed with what he's doing. I mean, that's all he does.
It never stops. People are submitting all the time.
I don't even know when he slept. There was no way I'm going to prevail unless I'm just as obsessed. By the end of February 2012, I had spoken to 40 victims who were posted within the 2-week period that Kayla had been posted. And I had learned that 40% of them had never sent their pictures to anybody. What I discovered confirmed my suspicions. I thought that Hunter was hacking. That meant anybody could become a target. There was nowhere to hide. It was really kind of shocking. So I told Charles and Kayla about this.
My first reaction was, wow, good luck with that.
I mean, Charles just rolled his eyes. I think he was just like, oh my God, what's she doing now? And Kayla was absolutely shocked.
This was not a one-time thing. It was happening to a lot of people. And it felt like Hunter Moore had to be involved.
Well, I had these results of this survey, and so I wanted to get them out there. I was trying to contact reporters to say, I believe there's hacking going on, and I think this needs to be reported. But I couldn't get anybody to take on the issue or write an article about it. There was one very prominent reporter, and I talked to her and told her what the story was, and her response was, you don't have a story. No one believed me, and it was really an uphill struggle. And so that's when I decided to write my own blog. It was the only way I was going to get the information out there. but I was afraid to do it from my house or even from Los Angeles because hunters for one of his followers could figure out that it was me from my IP address and come after my family. So I waited until I was on vacation in Las Vegas, and then I went to one of the internet cafes in one of the hotels on the Strip. I wrote the results of my survey, including the fact that 40% of the victims I had spoken to, I believed, had been hacked. I wrote what Hunter Moore was doing and how brutal his website was. I published the blog under the name Cassie Freedom. I was thinking of freedom of speech and the ability to be able to say the truth of what I knew. I was feeling really good about it. I was continually checking it and refreshing, but then all of a sudden it was hacked. I was just absolutely shocked. Whoever it was must have had the Google alert on the phrase Hunter Moore, possibly is anyone up. There was a button that said, hey, click here. Of course, I did not click on it. I mean, it was clearly my virus. And then the next thing I knew, I was locked out of the entire blog. And so I was totally freaked out. I went from feeling really good about posting it to being like, oh my God, you know. Because I kind of thought I was in control a little bit when I posted the blog, and then all of a sudden they were back in control again. I couldn't believe it.
The mic is yours, Hunter.
Basically, you're sending these pictures to some cute boy. You know, at the end of the day, it's your actions that are getting you in trouble.
Don't take the pictures to begin with, and then they won't ever be out there.
Hunter Moore was definitely controlling the narrative.
It's just boobs, dude. Come on.
Yeah, it's just tits, dude. Come on, damn.
The voices of the victims were being silenced. No one cared about our plight. They didn't care what the victims were going through at all. And yet, all these journalists were lining up to interview Hunter Moore.
I liked writing about subjects whom people reflexively hated. I liked writing about things that people would look at and go, ew. I'm Camille Godero, and in 2012, I wrote about Hunter Moore for the Village Voice, which was a news weekly in New York City, the largest alternative news weekly in America. Part of my job was to come up with cover stories, and to come up with features, you know, that would get eyeballs. I started considering Hunter Moore as a profile subject in late 2011.
Today, I wanted to talk about how to deal with haters.
At that point, there was lots and lots of wild behavior on the internet, but so much of it was anonymous and people hiding behind things, and this was a person who was fully claiming it.
A lot of people fucking want to kill me for me as a human being who doesn't give a fuck.
He identified himself with this idea of non-consensual pornography. But he didn't expect any accountability for it. And of course that absolutely made it fascinating to me.
You deal with hate by laughing and being relevant and getting your dick sucked.
So this is going to be a feature for The Voice. You get to talk to Hunter a bunch of times. He would come to New York City. I would hang out with him and his entourage. This would be like a big moment to see Hunter in the world and see the internet come to life. Kids with tattoos, piercings, chocolate hair, hot chocolate kids. Most of them were like trying to make out with him or following him around. one kid there who told me that, you know, we all want to be Hunter Moore. Like, he has the best life ever. He was a mini celebrity to them. Hunter was glad there was a reporter there to see it, and he was definitely playing that up.
And I thought I could outdrink all of you guys, but the first hour that I was here, you guys were fucking like machine.
After the club, we go out into the street. One of our group hails.
See, I knew I smelled something here.
Hi, kiddo.
Is it right to our house now? What happened to dangerous, huh?
He makes out with his male friend. And there's one girl who is falling all over her.
Right outside.
And then he starts like, being like, come on, baby, let's touch that. Come on, let's touch that. And she's like, no, no. And they're on my lap.
Arby's? Thank you.
You know, kept that in there. I got the sense that Hunter was used to getting people to do what he wanted. I definitely think he had a bit of a God complex.
All the victims were elated, and I was getting phone call after phone call, and you know, it felt like finally they could maybe live their life again.
The terrorizing had come to an end, at least for that side. It was traumatic to experience. Just because someone posted some photos of me on a website, do I have to live the rest of my life and let that identify me? No. No.
Hunter, when you said the site wasn't supposed to be what it became, does that mean that the whole time you were doing it, you felt that there was something wrong with what you were doing?
Of course. I mean, I'm human. I don't want to hurt people or, you know, make people cry or make them want to hurt themselves. You know, I'm 26 now. Started the site when I was 24. I've obviously matured.
The women's computers and steal their naked pictures.
I thought it was a very light sentence, but the positive was he was off the street, he was going to prison, he wasn't going to be able to continue to victimize women. Hunter was banned from social media as well by the judge. If you take social media away from Hunter Moore, there's really nothing there. It's like cutting off his head in a sense. That's who he was. Social media was him. He was his Twitter page and had been his website. So it really was a huge blow.
The family was never the same once Hunter went to prison, and Hunter wasn't like actively online anymore. Everybody just kind of got bored. There's no one here posting weird shit, you know, and telling random bullshit stories. It's gone.
Hunter thought he would capitalize on Is Anyone Up and become a TV show host or a podcast host. But the one thing he didn't anticipate was that there would be somebody out there like Charlotte Moss. He anticipated everything else, but he never expected an angry mother to be his undoing.
The internet is pretty much a lawless world. It's kind of like everybody's a cowboy out there, and you can kind of do whatever you want without rules and regulations for a large part. It took a lot of effort. It took years, but we were able to bring Hunter Moore to justice in the end. You know, it felt like finally a victory.
Hunter Moore, he went through so many people, hacking so many people, posting so many people, but then he got to me. And along with me comes my mom. And my mom is not a person you want to cross.
Parachutes. Once his demands have been met. Jumps out of a damn jet in the middle of the night. I mean, there's just something kind of badass about that.
When he got on a plane last night, he was just another passenger, but today, master criminal.
He was a kind of a god. I think he's one of the slickest cats that ever walked on the face of the earth.
He is this anti-hero, individualist figure.
We don't know who he is or was, where he came from, or where he went.
This is the case that questions who you are, what you believe, what you want to believe, and what really happened.
Anybody with a laptop can feel like they're investigating.
The best work in the case has been done recently by citizen sleuths.
My team has no doubt we have found D.B. Cooper. You won't believe how crazy it gets.
Every piece of this story is controversial.
Look up a little bit.
It's not quite the fact that you think that it is.
This case is one of the most interesting things that I've participated in the FBI. It endures.
There are new suspects all the time, but there's no direct link to any of them. Focus on the facts.
This case forces you to question your own sanity.
Why did you run, Bob, if you're not guilty?
We have over 100 pieces of evidence.
The treasure's too great. It's too good a story.
Cooper's been dead.
I know who he is in my heart. You're sucked into the Cooper vortex.
In our minds, the police, even the President of the United States, had no authority over us. Warren Jeffs is our president. He was the prophet. And how could you place a human over God?
Known as FLDS, it's a far offshoot of the Mormon Church and supports the practice of polygamy.
The more wives, the more children you have, the higher in heaven you'll be. When you're taught something from birth, from your mother and your father, you believe them because they're your parents. It was for our salvation. You did whatever it took, even if it was wrong. One day, my name was brought up and I was to be married. I was 14.
Shit, marrying that old ass ugly man.
He had a whole bunch of wives.
Young girls were like a commodity owned by the church.
Warren had himself 78 wives. 24 of those wives were underage.
We're going to go after the criminals. We're going to go after the child abusers.
To stand up against a multi-million-dollar church, you're going up against a lifetime of conditioning and fear.
He took the families away, took their homes away. Might as well have just lined them up against the wall and shot them.
You don't fight the priesthood, you don't fight the prophet. But it was so much bigger than just Warren and me.
It happens to everybody eventually. You will come around and see the light. We love you.
I love all of you.
And go what?
Sick ass shit.
How do you go about writing a life
I don't know, I always thought, I was like, I have a sister wife. Help take care of these goddamn kids.
I had one. She was just a liar.
What's the lie about? Like in that situation, what the fuck is this
It's
lie about?
women get jealous, and it's like,
You know what you're saying about.
right? Thank you, thank you. See, to me, it ain't even that serious. He a headache to the both of us. You gonna go get the laundry detergent and all this.
Come on now.
Like,
You can't be jealous in that type of situation.
yeah,
Like you already moved the rules up.
yeah. And then people, cause like, to me, they cheated. And people's like, if y'all all agree, how did they cheat? Cause if you gotta lie about it, you cheated.
I went back to the beginning.
Everything is about honesty.
To me, in that situation, there really
Yeah, you
no-
have to
there's
be
no
honest.
reason to lie.
Cause what? Like why? Why?
Don't make sense to me.
I felt the same way.
Marilyn. And
Because honestly, other than the lying part, it was actually pretty helpful. Like, I will work at Walmart from 10 to 7, right? But my son had to be in school by 8. So I'm getting off work. I didn't have a car at the time. And so I'll have to take the bus home. So that means I didn't get home till like 8:15. So then they would walk him to school to make sure he got in school. And then he would go to work and she would help me clean. And then like every Monday through Friday, it would start off like that. She cooked, I cleaned.
Some people just not mature enough to handle it.
They really aren't.
It's just so stupid though.
But to me, that also means that you're not good as an individual either. To me, if you really can't be in that type of situation, you would do those type of things regardless. But then I didn't have to worry about cooking dinner so I can sleep because I had a nighttime job. And I always said that if I was, they would already have to be together because a lot of people was in drama and yeah, no.
They wasn't already together?
No, me and him was together first and then we broke up. And then he came to me with her and they moved into my apartment. Yeah. Which, like I said, I had no problem with. Having bills split 3 ways ain't that bad.
Shit. I know that's right.
And back then my apartment was $650 for a 2-bedroom apartment. So that means I only had to come out $200 a month.
Right. Did she work too?
No. But she hustled, so.
Okay.
So it's not like she was ever late on hers. But my whole thing, like, okay, like I said, I work nights, right? So she would come to him and be like, oh, but you cuddle with her more at night. What? I'm not even here. What are you talking about?
Bless her heart.
Simple. Oh. So it was stuff like that would cause issues. I'm like, we all supposed to be on one accord. Why would you agree to it if you're not gonna be comfortable with it? She was the youngest, but she wasn't young. It's not like it was the biggest difference between all of us.
Okay.
I think he was the oldest. I think he was like 2 years older than me. And then she was like maybe a year younger than me. Yeah.
Oh shit. I got a Zoom meeting. 7 o'clock.
See, I'm almost done. I got like maybe 4 more. Yeah.
Today Wednesday,
Are you asking the wrong person?
Oh.
I'm back in work mode to where I just look at the schedule.
I'm gonna need that. Is it? Oh, there it is.
And then I didn't like favoritism. Like, you gonna treat us both the same.
Right. I can barely hear y'all. Hey, y'all. From my girls from my social group.
The ones you
Some of the girls
going?
I'm going with.
Yeah.
This is the meeting about the last meeting about the trip. Hey, we hear you. It's kind of low, but how you doing? Good.
I need a social group.
No, you can talk. I got it on mute. Oh. Yeah, girl, I love these ladies, man.
Oh, I love a social group.
Mm-hmm. We just did that paddle bike downtown.
Mm-hmm.
When I say we was fucked up,
I'm about to say, oh girl, you get drunk, you get mad.
Naya, she sleep. Ayana, let Layla out. She got pee.
I remember when I went to Indianapolis to visit my friends for her birthday. We all got scooters and was having mimosas that morning.
Girl, we was fucked up by noon. I had to call off work. I was like, yeah, I'm not fit to do it.
Yeah.
Come in. Tell her to come. Because she waiting on daddy. Yeah.
But in that situation, what's funny is like the first day he came back, he picked me up, took me to the bathroom, and washed my feet. And I was like, "Don't you think she gonna feel? No, you can't treat me better than you treat her."
Mm-hmm. Barely. Who texted me? There's a couple people on here I do not know because they just joined in July. They just crossed over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know her. I don't know her. I don't know her. But we all going out of time together, so I can get to know
them. Yeah, that's the most important part.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I gotta make s'mores and stuff.
Girl, we got a private chef coming.
Oh.
You know, the cabin got the sauna, got the swimming pool and the hot tub. We going horseback riding, zip lining, ATVing. We ain't playing, you hear me?
Yeah, that sounds fun.
We ain't playing.
Don't forget to take some videos and.
Mm-hmm. That's my homegirl right there, Erica. Thank you, Yanni. So it's 29 people going. I thought it was 25. 29.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to go somewhere real deep.
Mm-hmm.
And then we all wear the same color.
Yeah, we wearing we got matching pajamas. So we gonna do this little TikTok with our little pajamas.
I was about to say, make sure you make a TikTok.
Yes, we're gonna do it, and then we doing the we got matching pajamas. We got our swimsuits are all black. Like, you know, you can whatever variation of black, but all black. And that's my hat I'm wearing with my swimsuit.
The one
right there.
Oh,
yeah.
I was just looking at the house. Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, my swimsuit.
All right, don't come back with 3 husbands now.
All right.
I'm gonna have to be on his side on this one.
Trust me, I ain't coming back with no. I ain't never getting married again. You know my fucking nerves. Never ever. I want to be single like a mother.
And see, that's why I just do companionships.
Yeah, that's the best way. Don't get married.
Yeah. Because the thing is, when I want to get rid of you.
Yes, baby. When I want my space to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like today, I kind of felt like that. Like I just want my space. I just want to be by myself. And he want to be all over me. I don't want. That's why he pissed. I don't. Just leave me alone.
Sometimes you need a minute. Sometimes you need a minute.
That's why he pissed. And frankly.
Yeah, the one I deal with him when I want to, you know. And so my last client was like, "You talking to anybody right now?" No. No.
Right.
No. Especially for people who don't take you seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
Yes, love. I cannot wait. I was ready last month. Right. I'm just looking forward to the camaraderie, you know, getting to know people better. I'm not really able to get away a lot and do a lot of events because of work. So just being able to, you know, just spend time with you guys and learn more about you guys and, you know, just getting closer to you guys. That's what I'm looking forward to. Right.
Put everybody in a different scenario, in a smaller group of people, so that way, you know, everything is fantastic with everybody, but by being a smaller group, we have a better chance of getting, you know, other people that we might not have sat here and had time to look across and be like, let me talk to you for a minute. Yeah. Yeah. Makes perfect sense. Yeah. I love that. Can y'all hear me? Yes.
Oh, Nike. That's my homie.
The drinking, yes.
Yes, Lord. I already got like 4 bottles downstairs.
Man.
I'm going back maybe my next off day, which is next week Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Get some more bottles. You ever heard of Total Wine?
No.
Okay, it's this store right at Shaner Hall Road.
Mm-hmm.
When I say it got every fucking drink you can think of.
Really?
Vodka, tequila, cognac, whiskeys, wines.
Well, see, I'm more of a wine person.
Me too. I got like 4 bottles.
I'm like, my favorite is the Snoop Dogg line.
I got one right in there. 19 Crimes.
Yes. Now he know he done did something with that. Is everything all included?
Hell yeah. Only paid $500. $500.
Yeah, that's a steal. How long y'all gonna be gone?
From the 5th to the 8th?
Yeah, that's like $130 a day, including getting there and food, and yeah, that's not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
She going?
Mm-hmm.
I love her.
Mm-hmm. Did I pay for that? I paid for that. That was me. Oh, I paid for Titanic, ATV, horseback riding. I paid for everything. She has the plan. Yep, that was me. That is correct. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay.